was actually kind of frightening. Like, it was a scary sight to see.
Families had their guards up after flames tore through the roof of a fourplex at an apartment off Bayou Fountain and Starring Lane early this afternoon. St. George and Baton Rouge firefighters responded to that scene. That fire's now under control, but it left several people without a home tonight.
Georgia Peck was out there today. She's here with us now. Hey, Georgia.
Yeah, guys, the St. George Fire Department tells me 9 adults and 7 children lived at the fourplex. Investigators were allowed to go inside and start digging through evidence, but when they first got to the scene, they immediately spotted a potential lead.
Whenever I stepped outside, I smelled smoke. I'm wondering what's going on. It's a whole bunch of smoke. So I walk down the street, I see one fire truck and a whole bunch of smoke. Then, like, not even seconds later, the whole street's blocked off.
This fourplex is considered a total loss, and Tyrone Georgetown watched as it went up in flames. He's lived behind it for the past 11 years and says he's never seen a fire like this before.
It is scary because it's kind of hard to prepare for something like that, especially when you live in apartments and it's like only one person could do one thing wrong.
And when investigators arrived, they may have nailed down who that one person is.
Our investigators, once they arrived on scene, noticed a suspect that had an active warrant out from a previous case that we're investigating.
Chad Robertson with the St. George Fire Department says that person was taken into custody and will be considered as a part of the investigation, which started right after firefighters got the flames under control.
We went back from a defensive to an offensive where we sent crews back in to hit the remaining hot spots so we can get our investigators inside to start doing the investigation.
And as for Georgetown, he says knowing someone may have intentionally caused the destruction is a scary feeling. And he feels for the people who now have to piece their lives back together.
And why did he do it, you know? Especially considering like the climate of the world, what's going on, especially in LA and things like that. So to see something like that is pretty scary and it's surreal, you know? And it causes you to have empathy for what happened out there, you know? It's seeing it up close. Now they have to restart their whole life. That's the sad thing, even if they're not in there, you know? So it's still a tragedy for them.
3 residents were inside the fourplex at the time of the fire, but luckily no injuries were reported. And that investigation is ongoing, and law enforcement asks you to report any information you may know about the cause of the fire. Guys.
All right, Georgia, thank you. Still to come from us, 1 month before the Super Bowl in New Orleans.